Good morning, everyone, and welcome in my home office. My name is Rosaria Cirillo, and today I will be sharing with you what has been the role played by personal development in my life journey so far. This is actually the fourth time already that I joined the kickoff, and it's the second time that I actually do it online. But when Audrey asked me for the first time to join the kickoff in 2018, I was about to turn 40. And one thing crossed my mind, and that was that I basically was I was you 20 years ago, and you are me now 20 years ago. So I start thinking about what did I wish that I was told 20 years ago when I was in your shoes. And that is a bit what I will be sharing with you in those 10 minutes together, what I wish I was told, and also what I learned so far in my path to happiness and success, and what is my secret, not so secret magic wand, if there is such a thing. But first, I want to ask you, I want to agree on some definition. So I want to ask you to think about what is success for you and what is happiness. Is it about having a job, doing work that you love, having a career growth, having personal growth, or having money growth, as in making more money every year? Or is it about the quality of the relationship that you have, making an impact and contributing to other people's happiness? Is it about being yourself happy, or a bit about all of the above? I invite you to pause the video for a moment and think for you about what is success and what is happiness for you. For me, success is all of the above, but most of all is really about being happy and contributing to other people's happiness, doing what I love to do. And when it comes to my definition of happiness specifically, again, I want to leave you some time to think about what is your definition of happiness before I share with you mine. For me, happiness is really about when what you think, what you say, what you do, what you feel, and what you experience are in harmony. I believe that really success and happiness go hands in hands. So we can only be happy if we feel in harmony with everything that we are doing. But also, I believe that we cannot just be successful without being happy, because otherwise it becomes dangerous and a really ugly place to be in. And also, I believe that life is really a journey that we can make as extraordinary as we want. And we need to really enjoy as much of this the journey as well as the destination. And work is such a critical part of it. And you can only be happy at work if you really find how to be happy as individual, and that really involves personal development. So for me, enjoying the journey over the past years has really been about discovering, exploring, learning, creating and expressing, and also interacting with others, students, colleagues, employees, managers, friends and colleagues, and really sharing the journey with them. So let me share a bit more with you about what has been my journey so far and what have been my learnings and my challenges through this journey. First of all, as you can probably can hear from my accent, I'm actually Italian. I come from Italy, from a town called Caserta, very close from Naples, where we have the most amazing royal palace, which isn't so famous, but it should be because it's a better copy of Versailles. And I moved to Rome to study business economics. And then from Rome, I actually came to the Netherlands in Amsterdam for an internship at Forrester Research during my last year of university. I wrote my master thesis on customer experience, but actually also thanks to the training that I got in Italy during my stage, I managed to get a full-time job. And basically from that moment on, I stayed in the Netherlands, and it's now 19 years. And I still live here with my family, my Dutch husband, and my two boys, 9 and 10 now. So back to my journey, I basically went back to Italy just to graduate. And then I started, after the 6-month internship at Forrester Research, I was responsible for the Italian market for a few years as a sales executive. It was an incredibly international environment. I had managers from different countries, and the headquarters was US. So there was a lot to learn also about cultural differences. After Forrester, I moved to the contact center of Stream as business improvement manager for the contact center of Adobe. There, again, it was an incredibly international environment and a lot of different elements at play. I basically was working on how to improve the customer experience, but also understanding the agents, the employees' needs, and I used the customer feedback to understand that. After that, I moved to Philips as responsible for their customer experience and contact center of the online shop in the moment when Philips had just decided to go direct to market, so starting with e-commerce. So there again, it was very interesting because I was in between marketing and consumer care in a company which thought of themselves as a manufacturer, but now they were becoming a direct to consumer. The team in which I was highly international, but I was also coping a lot with the Dutch team in Eindhoven. So again, a lot of differences also culturally to manage, and the challenges of getting everybody with different agendas, online team versus consumer care, manufacturer versus direct to consumer aligned. From there on is like, so how did I do it? How did I manage through those difficulties? The key things here is that I really had I was really lucky to work for companies which offered a lot of training on the job. So in my first company, we did a lot of role play, a lot of shadowing, giving and receiving feedback, but we also received a lot of communication classes, presentation skills, writing skills, even managing conflict and sales training. In my second role, I had a lot of training on time management, sickness, project, team management, and really like working with people. And in my final company, I really had a lot of leadership training, but mostly also about managing performances, communicating for results, even did black belt training. Now, in my case, I was extremely happy because those companies offered all those trainings. But I was always in the driving seat. I was always the one asking for this training. And yet, there is something here missing. What do you think that is? What is really missing here is that there weren't really much courses about personal growth, expression, emotional or positive intelligence. All of those elements, I had to do them outside the job, very often paid by myself. So also you have the luck in your current courses with personal development that all those courses are also offered to you in a safe environment. And that really makes a lot of difference. The type of courses that I did outside of work were, for me, much more related to my personal growth. So I did improvisation classes, mindfulness, storytelling, nonviolent communication. I did intuitive painting, which is where I met Audrey. Most recently, I did the Happiness Studies Academy with Alben Sharar. And all of those courses were out of my initiative, and very often, especially now as a freelance, they were paid by me. I also learned a lot from books. So here you see a number of books that I read across my entire career, and that really helped me get a better understanding of myself and how I could develop myself. And very most recently, because really what I see, it's personal development for me, it's a continuous learning. I actually discovered the laughter yoga. So within this year, I did a number of courses. So I'm now certified also leader and teacher. So here for you have the recommendation of The Inner Spirit of Laughter from Kataria. And the most recent books that I also read that I wanted to recommend to you are really all of the books from Michael Ruiz, especially The Fifth Agreement and Mastery of Love, because they are really books that have changed my perception of how we can bring ourselves into the world and how we relate with others. So it's really about, thanks to all of this personal development that it really spanned across my entire career, that I feel that I have taken the steps of doing what I did. Starting with doing the TEDx at Tor Vergata in 2016, where I had the courage to bring my vision of happiness-driven growth into the world, continuing with writing and publishing a book, Yellow Goldfish, together with my co-author Stan, going to Bhutan to find out more about happiness and how it is truly lived there, or even having intuitive painting, which I mentioned to you as one of the courses which I did for my personal development. It then also became a business offering, because actually I was asked by one of my clients to go and lead an amazing intuitive painting workshop for his top employees. And now also with Laughter Yoga is happening the same. I started to do it for my own development, but now it's becoming also a business offering. I then published a number of books. So it's really, all of this is also been part of the thanks to the personal development that I did, which really helped me overcome the challenges as I faced them, but also gave me the drive to keep learning every time. So finally, I promised you that I want to share with you what has been my magic wand, if one such a magic wand can be defined. And this is really what I call the 4D, the 4T, and the 4F. So the first D, it's for discover. Really always be curious, explore and learn. You don't always know upfront what you will need and how you will need something, but just trust that it will serve you in the future. Then dare to think big, aim high, and to dream and reach up, and trust your instinct on the path to follow. Third D, design and develop your path and personal growth. You are always in charge of your wand. And if you do that, you can be always ahead of the game, even though sometimes the path may feel uncertain. So just trust the process. Learn now, it will serve you later. And finally, just do, deliver, and have fun doing so. Trust, again, that the words really needs your contribution, and just go for it. And finally, the F, learn to fail, and actually fail often and fail fast, because that is the one way to learn. And if you don't do that, you will actually fail to learn instead. Then find your tribe, and finally, ask and give feedback. So similarly, I ask you as well, if you have any feedback about what I share with you, feel free to send me an email. Those are really, for me, the quick things that I really want to share with you in just a few minutes. And just before I leave you, the last thing I want to ask you is to imagine yourself in this air balloon, and imagine that this air balloon can really take you over in your timeline, allowing you to see yourself 20 years from now. Because that also is true, that you could be me here presenting to the kickoff 20 years from now. If that would be the case, what would be the story that you would like to tell the students in your shows today? So have a thought about that, and write a note to yourself, and write a date by when you want to open it and be reminded of it. And finally, that was all from me. So here is my thank you with all my contact details, and how to reach me if you would like to know more. And you can also learn more about Laughter Yoga following me on my channel. For now, I wish you good luck and success with your work. Thank you very much for being here with me today, and success. Bye.